Okay, continuing with books about combative conditioning, we come to a very important aspect, and that is the kind of training that we're doing or we promote is for the long haul. During World War II, a lot of the training programs were very compressed because of wartime exigencies, and um, the the guys were going to go into battle, into war with them. We take the long view that you start maybe at a fairly young age, even in your late teens and so on, and you're going to be doing this stuff for the rest of your life. And the training, which is hard, should not be something that injures you. It should be something that is the opposite. It's something that improves your health. And a lot of this training doesn't do this. So there is a whole section in the physical training world which addresses this. And I was alerted to it really by Paddy Phillips, who trained with us in Goju many, many years ago and has been a friend ever since, and is the leading sports injuries practitioner in our area. He treats all the guys from all the gyms and all the martial arts. And he's been treating me for any injuries I've picked up for many years. And he's also an NLP practitioner as well, a very advanced one. And one of the things that Paddy always emphasizes, and you've got a tremendous bookshelf and library, and when I'm in the treatment room, I'm always looking at the titles, and I've picked up a few, and the one that I want to talk about today is one of them, is he talks about Prehab. Now, when you're injured, we're all familiar with the idea of going through rehabilitation, getting back to your fitness. And I went through it in a small way. I got injured in South Africa, and the injury was to my trigger finger. And when I came back, and I had to go and have I had surgery over there, and I had some more here. And but the interesting part was I went to the physio in the hospital, and it was really great because at the time we were still shooting, and I explained, it was my trigger finger, and I also explained that I did martial arts and so on. And she went, "Oh, great!" And the exercise set up, I got back to full ability very, very quickly, and I had really good discussions with her, and the exercises were great. That's rehab. What Paddy was talking about was prehab. In other words, exercises that prevent injury, that enable your body to function in the way it's intended. And it's no use doing extreme exercises on a body that has built-in weaknesses. It's out of balance, or it's hasn't got a range of movement, this kind of thing. So the saying about stability that Paddy always emphasizes is you can't fire a cannon out of a canoe. Everything's got to be built on stability. And the book he recommended for this is this one, Athletic Body in Balance by Gray Cook. And optimal movement, skills and conditioning for performance. Now, any of you who have been to the internationals where Paddy or Shackleton presented material on the Daily 10, which is something that Pete Slacky has also taught on some of the courses overseas. It's a range of functional exercises which really are the way the body is intended to work, and just test whether it does. So this section of the book, mobility and stability testing, I'll just read the intro to it. As a physical therapist and strength coach, I've pursued better ways to incorporate functional exercise into both rehabilitation and conditioning. Eventually, I realized the best way to show a need for functional exercise was to develop some sort of functional assessment that would not only demonstrate the need for functional exercise, but provide feedback regarding the effectiveness of a particular exercise on functional performance. Basically, it's called the functional movement screen. So it's a series of exercises: squat, step, lunge, reach, leg raise, and so on, that you go through, and there's an optimal way of performing them. And the coach can then identify any areas of stiffness that need to be developed. And then you go into the numerous ways you can do it. A lot of it's down to the core stability. He does a self movement screen, and really it's a very, very comprehensive program to support the kind of training you're doing, whatever the kind of training is. But we've found it's particularly effective for the kind of combative conditioning we do. So I'm not going to go too deeply into the book, because it's there for you to research yourself. There's a lot in it you can get yourself. You don't really need a coach to take you through it. But if you do have somebody who's got the educated eyeball to look at you, that's even better. But it can be quite mind-blowing. People who think that they're fit and supple suddenly find out that really there's quite a bit lacking in their functional movement. So, great book to get.